Once upon a time, there was a famous priest in the village of Rampur. His wife and him had troubles conceiving children for a very long time. Being the famous priest, everybody was expecting miracles to happen to his wife. But both the priest and his wife observed several fasts and conducted innumerable sacrifices to the gods and goddesses. After years of tireless prayers, they were then blessed with a beautiful baby girl named Padma. She was raised with excellent values and carried a great personality as she grew into a fine young woman. It had almost become a task for the priest to keep her protected at all times as she grew more and more beautiful with each passing year. This often worried Padma's father about her marriage. Worried who would he get her married to? Who would be the right person who deserved such a beauty? And hence, a lot of eligible bachelors came and asked the priest for her hand in marriage. But he kept rejecting them, thinking that he will find the right one. On one such particular day, 3 eligible bachelors came to the priest and asked him for Padma to be married to them. As usual, the priest had rejected them. He decided not to marry Padma off to either of the 3. One day, Padma fell severely ill and died suddenly. When this news reached the 3 men, they were heartbroken and grief-stricken, and with a heavy heart, they came forward to cremate the body of Padma. After all the rituals had been performed, one of them decided to stay there and slept on the ashes of Padma. The other took her bones and went to the river Ganga. The third became a monk and wandered off. This monk, on one of his wanderings, reached a Brahmin's house and decided to stay the night. One night turned into many, and during his stay, he noticed that the Brahmin was particularly famous. Among other things, he found that the Brahmin was famous to bring back the dead to life from the ashes. The Brahmin has to enchant a spell that was carefully safeguarded in a holy book. Instantly, the monk, who was also the third suitor, could think of no one other than Padma, and the joy he felt at knowing he can get her back to life was immense. Overcome by this immense love for Padma, the monk stole the book that the Brahmin safeguarded on one particular night and ran to the cremation ground where Padma had been laid. In the meantime, the second suitor, who went to the river Ganga with Padma's bones, also returned with the holy water, while the first suitor was still laying there in the cremation ground over Padma's ashes. The monk, with the help of the other 2 suitors, recited the spells. Lo and behold, Padma was back to life. No sooner was she alive, they again began fighting for her and arguing whose wife should Padma become. Each of them gave themselves and their efforts the credit to her revival. At this point, the Betal stops the story and asks King Vikram, "Who among the 3 suitors should be Padma's husband, according to you?" Vikram replies with a lot of thought. The person who gave her the life by reciting the spell is her creator, equivalent to her father. Now, the person who took her bones to the river Ganga is equivalent to her son. But the person who committed himself to the ground and slept on her ashes out of love will be her husband. Now, as soon as Vikram had finished his answer, Betal disappeared back to the tree, sending Vikram running back to the cunning Betal yet again.